I never imagined a simple friendship could unravel into a betrayal that makes you question everything you once believed. Her words still reverberate in my mind, crystal clear, heavier than I could have anticipated. We had booked a hotel room just to talk, and with that single, terrifying sentence, my entire world shifted. For a moment, I sat frozen, trying to process whether I had actually heard what she said. We had been friends for years, close enough that I trusted her completely. I never expected that trust to be weaponized, that the boundaries we had agreed upon would be discarded so effortlessly. I had always admired her honesty, her openness, the way she carried herself with a confidence I often envied. But now, that same confidence felt dangerous, almost cruel. My mind raced through every shared laugh, every conversation, every small secret I confided in good faith. Had I missed subtle warnings? Any hints along the way? I couldn't recall. Everything had felt ordinary, mundane, right up until the moment those 4 words shattered the calm I had taken for granted. I didn't yell. I didn't demand an immediate explanation. Instead, I let silence stretch between us, thick, heavy, suffocating, because I needed to understand how someone I consider a friend could orchestrate something like this behind my back. I watched her shift nervously, anticipating a breakdown or a fiery reaction, but none came. I sipped my coffee slowly, each second intensifying the tension. Each heartbeat reminded me that my composure was my only weapon. She fidgeted, glancing at her phone as if seeking an excuse, a lifeline to justify what she had done. I noticed a subtle tremor in her hands, a crack in the facade she had so confidently projected. It was almost poetic. The person who once seemed untouchable now revealing her own vulnerability under the weight of her choices. I remained still, my expression unreadable, letting the moment linger long enough for the truth to settle fully. I reflected on all our late-night conversations, the ones where we promised transparency, honesty, and loyalty. We had laughed, supported each other, built what I believed was a solid foundation. Yet now it was clear that foundation was either an illusion or fragile enough to break under temptation. Her plan had been carefully framed, disguised as an innocent conversation. But I saw it immediately for what it was, intentional, deliberate, and profoundly disappointing. And yet, strangely, I felt calm. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I didn't plead. Instead, I let my quietude speak louder than any words could. The weight of my composure carried more power than confrontation ever could. She expected drama, tears, outbursts, anything but the steady, unmoving response that now defined me. I rose slowly from my seat, letting my movements convey authority without aggression. With nothing more than a measured nod, I walked out of the room. The silence behind me was deafening, a reminder that actions, not words, dictate the respect we command and the boundaries we uphold. I didn't look back. Each step was deliberate, each breath a quiet assertion of control. The hallway stretched ahead, empty, yet echoing with all the shared laughter, trust, and now betrayal. It was a strange mixture of grief and liberation, loss and clarity. I realized then that my peace was more valuable than any explanation, confrontation, or plea for understanding. Days went by, and she reached out, texts, calls, messages carefully crafted to soften her guilt. I didn't respond. My calm remained unbroken, and my life had already begun shifting without her presence. I returned to routines that mattered, to conversations that were genuine, to spaces where my trust was honored. In her absence, I discovered a quiet strength I hadn't fully acknowledged before. She had expected me to falter, to crumble under the weight of betrayal. But the equilibrium she sought to disrupt remained intact. The lessons were undeniable. Trust is sacred, but self-respect is non-negotiable. Some betrayals cannot be repaired, and some actions speak louder than apologies. Walking away wasn't surrender. It was a recognition of my worth, and the boundaries I refused to let anyone cross. And in that deliberate stillness, that quiet resolve, I found clarity. Life moves forward, and those who choose betrayal are left behind, witnessing the calm strength of someone they underestimated. Sometimes the most powerful response is the one that needs no words, the quiet, unwavering assertion of dignity.